Today I've come to a place called Walney Nature Reserve. South Walney Nature Reserve. This is located right in the southwest of Cumbria. It's on the island of Walney, right at the southern point, which is just outside Barrow-In-Furness. And just to give you some context, that's about a 90-mile drive from Carlisle in the north of Cumbria, which takes about 2 hours. There's very little information about the history of the site. The little information there I've got is it's 130 hectares and it's been leased since 1963. It's supposed to be like a shingle island, but there is an awful lot of sand dunes as well. There is cattle grazing here as well. There are a few big holes which are just full of water now, which back in the 19th and 20th century it was salt, sand and gravel was extracted from the place, and it's just been left as it is. It's also the only place in Cumbria which actually has a colony of seals constantly living here. And the best time to see the seals is around high tide, which is why as soon as I got here I walked literally from where the car park is right at the other end down to this far end, which is about a mile walk, to go into the first hide I went to try and see the seals and take some pictures. So that was what is classed as the northeast point, and there's a bay there which comes out from the Walney Channel, and you can see various birds there and the seals swimming. I stopped there for probably about an hour or so. Several people come in the hide. I did get quite a few photographs, but they are all quite distant. And I've walked round further. I'm now at the southeast point, and to give you an example what this is like to walk, most of the walk has actually been fine up until this, where I had to come down here, and it's very much like trying to walk on the beach. It's very loose sand. There are parts of where there's vegetation on and it's more solid. Literally across the bay here, a group of probably about 20-25 seals there. I mean, they are several hundred yards away, so they are quite a distance in there. South Walney Nature Reserve is actually managed by the Cumbria Wildlife Trust. If you're a member, it's free of charge. If you're not a member, there is a £3 charge. The one thing I will say compared to the last nature reserve I went to is this is right on the coast, so expect the weather that you're going to get from your seaside. The seals are literally, if you just follow this round where the point just comes round the end there, they're just all on the end there, so you can see there's quite a distance. This is a wide angle lens, so it's obviously going to look a lot further. Directly across in front of us is Lancashire, and this is Morecambe Bay. Whereas behind me, when you go into the point, is the Irish Sea. There is a fair few things to see, and especially even the local area as well. As you drive in, there's an island just across the bay here, and I think it's called Peel Island, Piel, where it looks like there's some form of a monastery or church or something on there, an old derelict building. It even has a pub on there where you have to catch the ferry from Barrow. Because we're at that point on the coast as well, it also has a lighthouse. You can't walk to the lighthouse itself. There are signs up saying that it's private and people live there. There has been up to about 250 different species of bird recorded here. And even throughout the year, you're supposed to be able to possibly spot barn owls, short-eared owls and pelicans as well. The hides are all really, really good. There's usually a sliding or a closing door that you've got to open or close. And you've got these typical windows that you basically open up, and then there's usually a latch on the top there to keep the window open. I've just walked from the end there, which is the southeast point. Got the lighthouse just over here as well, and I did notice actually, in fact, on the way round, that there's several of these old piles of rubble, like old concrete, and just come across this, which is just all fenced off because it's unsafe. I'm guessing these are all from wartime lookout posts, and that's obviously now because they're 80 years old, maybe 100 years old. That's why they're in such bad condition. So I'm going to carry on along this way up here. There's another hide up there. I think it's called something like the sea hide, which is towards the end, and I don't know whether it actually shows on the camera there. We have a large wind farm out at sea there as well, so that is actually in the Irish Sea. I've just come out of the South Walney Nature Reserve and just literally parked just outside of their gate because they lock it at 5 p.m. and I wanted to come out here and take a few photographs anyway. Hopefully you can see in the background there. If not, I'll put an image on the screen as well of Peel, P-I-E-L Island, which I was talking about, which has the pub on it and what looks like the ruins of a church or some form of old building on there as well. And you have to catch a ferry across from there, and you may be able to see a little bit further along the white pier. Interesting as well is that just looking on Google Maps, that pier is actually also on an island called Roe Island, R-O-A. So there is a roadway which runs across from Barrow to the first island there. I've just about spent 6 hours at Walney Nature Reserve, and I've got to say, I really enjoyed it. It seemed a bit of a rush because I wanted to get straight down to the other end to go and see the seals. And I know because of that I've missed out on an awful lot of stuff because I was spending a lot of time down that far end for the seals. I think there should be 3 laid out walks in there for you to follow around. The longest one, which is the Red Walk, what I took, was supposedly about 5 kilometres, 3 miles. And that does actually take you around most of the places. This side of the car park, on the outside where I'm at now, there's a whole area there I haven't been to. And there was 2 or 3 of the marshes areas on the inside that I probably walked around on the outside and didn't actually see them properly because there was another 1 or 2 hides there as well. The whole beach from the nature reserve all the way around is a no-go zone. This place actually opens at 10 a.m. and shuts at 5 p.m. and I think winter times probably shuts at 4 p.m. And if you just want to walk around, that's ideal. But the problem is that because there's quite a few hides around the place, and ideally you want to sit in each hide for probably half an hour, if not an hour. There just isn't enough time for it being open to actually see everything. I will certainly come back and visit again. My only downside, I like to plan a lot of the stuff before I come, so everything is online. And I will say that their website is fairly minimal in some aspects. There's a virtual guide, which is basically images from drone shots from various places around the actual nature reserve, where you can drag the screen around and see everything there. But the map that you can download seems to be more of like an explorer's map, especially for taking the kids around. And it seems that the map doesn't actually really cover enough stuff to tell you where you really want to go, so you don't miss anything. The southeast end of the island, which is where I was sat at the hide and got the picture of about 25 seals on the beach there. That wasn't on any of the maps that I could see. So I think it would be nice if they did a better layout map with details showing all the footpaths and everything. And for example, when I went to Watchtree Nature Reserve, there was actually signposts everywhere, and they don't have to be big, showing up everywhere. They can be more subtle and smaller, but at least when you come to, say, like junctions on footpaths and stuff like that, point to a name of a place that you can then look on a map and then see, and then decide whether you want to take that path or not. So in summary, I've thoroughly enjoyed my day here. 6 hours is not enough. Really did need more time to go around there. I will certainly come back again at some point. Look forward to any comments. Thanks a lot for watching.